I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tour of my Airbnb in San Salvador. The reason why I love Airbnbs, well, is number one, I get to talk with the host a little bit, get to know who they are. They can give me some advice on where I should and shouldn't go, a little bit more authentic in that way. In addition, every time I've gone on different trips around the United States, Airbnb has just been a dead simple way to not only get a budget cost for the actual apartment, but also to be able to look and see where I've traveled around the United States. So I've stayed in a few hotels in my life, but I think because I'm probably like a younger guy, I just naturally gravitate towards Airbnb. Airbnb has worked pretty well, I'd say, in El Salvador. Definitely not the same level of popularity as in the United States. I did have to stay in a hotel in Suchitoto. But for the rest of my travels, for the rest of the towns and cities that I went to, Airbnb worked just fine. So if you haven't already, I recommend going and checking out Airbnb, sign up for an account. The thing that I love most about Airbnb, I would say, is the fact that there are so many people out there just like you who leave reviews on these properties. So it's kind of like Yelp, but for finding an apartment or for finding a hotel. You can't always trust the reviews that you see online. You can't always trust the reviews that hotels might say guests have left as a result of living there or as a result of staying there. But with Airbnb, you can actually see real people. You can see that these are actual people who've stayed there, and they list out the pros, the cons, the things they liked, the things they didn't like, and that's what I love so much about Airbnb. Now, my final bit of advice for you, if you're looking to stay in San Salvador, is to know the areas that are safe and the areas that are not so safe. So I actually might make a video of some of those areas, the ones that I discovered, also some of the places that I went in San Salvador. If you're interested in that, let me know by leaving a comment down below. If I don't get comments, I'm not gonna make a video on this because it's a little bit more like a niche subject or a niche topic. So unless I get comments on this video, I'm probably not gonna make that one. But if you are interested, let me know in the comments down below. So the area that I am staying for this Airbnb is called San Benito. And within that area, it's called the Escalon, Colonia Escalon district. So this is literally like 2 blocks from Plaza Futura. It's just a couple of minutes away from Zona Rosa, which is where many people go out at night if you're in San Salvador. It's a very safe area, San Benito. I recommend staying in this area if you are going to be traveling to San Salvador and you are very, security is the first thing on your mind. You've read all the stories like I have, and you just want a safe, secure, and peaceful trip. San Benito, I haven't had any issues. I was able even to walk around just a little bit at night. During the day, I felt completely safe. So I think this is a good area for you if you are going to San Salvador. Of course, 100%, if you're going out at night, totally recommend taking a taxi. You should take a taxi. San Salvador also has Uber available. So those are 2 ways that you can get around in this area. This isn't really a traditional city in the way that I think of it. You know, when I think of a city, I think of like Washington, D.C., I think of New York City. I think of a city, a metropolitan area with very big buildings, and you can walk around, and you don't need the subway to get around to everywhere that you need, or you don't need a cab. I would say I describe this city, San Salvador, as being a little bit more like a suburban area. You 100% need a car, or you need a taxi if you want to get from one area to the next. You can't just walk. I mean, you can, but it's gonna be like a 30-minute walk. It's also not so safe, so just be aware of what the layout of the city is like. You can think this is like a suburban / city that you're going to, and in that way you can be more prepared for when you arrive in San Salvador. So I hope that you've enjoyed some of my videos on San Salvador, also my videos on El Salvador. I have a lot more out there. You can go and you can follow my trip, my itinerary. You can see me visiting places like El Tunco, Costa del Sol, Santa Ana, Suchitoto, and also the culmination of this entire trip for me was when I was able to discover the location of my actual birth mother. I was able to actually meet her, to meet my father, to meet my brothers, and I was able to film some of that for you. So you can see, if you're interested in going also outside of the beaten path in terms of the regular cities that other Americans or other Europeans go to, you can also go to Chalatenango, to La Reina, which is where I'm actually from. You can go to some other areas, make sure that they're safe, of course, that the security is obviously paramount, but this kind of shows you my entire trip. I've had my camera out. I've been using my smartphone. El Salvador is not the country that we think it is. While yes, there are very, very dangerous sections of the city, dangerous sections of El Salvador. While yes, there is corruption, there is, the system does not work to the advantage of the people in many ways. At the same time, there are very secure locations within this country, and if you want to visit it either as a backpacker or as someone also who's looking for a vacation on a budget, I think that this is a splendid option for you. So I urge you, go and check out some of those other videos that I've made. I'll link up one or two in the description down below. And also, if you haven't already, would love it if you could take a second to subscribe to this video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what questions you have about El Salvador, about traveling around. Why is it that you're traveling? Is it to find yourself? Is it to discover new cultures? Is it to just relax and go to the beach and to have warm weather? Finally, maybe it's winter where you are. Would love to hear from you in the comments down below, and they'll also inform some of the other videos that I'm going to be putting out about El Salvador, about the culture here, and about my thoughts from my own experience interacting with the people and getting to know this amazing country.